47 to 42, the margin of victory for Tim Michels, now on his way to the November election in the race for Wisconsin governor.
They literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars lying about my record, and I still won.
Also, Speaker Robin Vos with some choice words after his win, his plans moving forward regarding Michael Gableman.
And a breakdown of all the other races statewide. Shane Hogan bringing you the results new overnight. That's straight ahead. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. What a night. Some big headlines this morning to get to. So much to break down and so much to look ahead to. Our team coverage of Campaign 2022 kicks off this morning with some new developments from overnight.
We have winners in statewide races and local elections coming in this morning. Our team standing by to break down the results and look ahead to what's next. First, though, we're going to start with a quick look at your first warn weather on this Wednesday. Chris Reese has the details. Chris.
Yeah, good morning. I want to start off with some of the areas where we're seeing a little bit of fog out there this morning. Not for all of you, but for some of you, it's going to slow you down just a couple of minutes. So I want to make sure that you are aware of that. Most of that fog is hanging out right around the Wisconsin River Valley or so. And then for the rest of us, we are looking at 10-mile visibility. So right around the Wisconsin River Valley, Prairie to Sheen, Basketball to Lone Rock. This is where we have about a quarter-mile visibility. Janesville just updated your visibility now at 10 miles. Elsewhere, visibility generally around 10 miles. 59 is the temperature at the airport in Madison right now. Most of us are waking up with those temperatures hanging out to the 50s, and Doppler track, of course, continues to give us the completely clean sweep. Here are temperatures across southern Wisconsin. We're generally into the 50s. A couple of spots are into the 60s, and right here in the Madison metro, we're finding a lot of our temperatures into the 50s. As you do head out the door this morning, I like to plan the day. We're looking ahead. Look for sunshine and temperatures that top out into the 80s.
All right. Chris Reese, thank you very much. Back to our primary coverage now. Tim Michels now turning to November, preparing for a matchup against Governor Tony Evers.
Our Armand Rahman has more from his victory speech out of Waukesha overnight.
It will be Tim Michels versus Tony Evers for Wisconsin governor in November. Michels giving his victory speech after the AP called his race, winning by more than 20,000 votes at 10:30 on election night. Former Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch conceded to Michels after a very close race, which ended in attack ads on both sides throughout this past week. Michels, who co-owns the largest construction company in the state of Wisconsin, says he'll fight for the everyman in November.
The people that feel like the Democratic Party has left them for social issues, you are now going to have a governor that's going to stand up for the hardworking, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens of Wisconsin.
Michels got some big backing days leading up to the primary with an endorsement from former President Donald Trump, while Kleefisch was backed by former VP Mike Pence. And Michels congratulated Kleefisch and Tim Ramthun on a race well run. Ramthun led behind a distant third throughout election night. In Waukesha, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
And reaction to Michels' win still coming in this morning.
Josh Breider is live from the state capitol with what his competitors are saying. Josh, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, more now on the opponent of Tim Michels, Rebecca Kleefisch, keeping her comments short and sweet in her concession speech overnight.
The fight now is truly against Tony Evers and the liberals who want to take away our way of life. And
Kleefisch also thanking her supporters, saying hard work still matters, especially in local races as we head into the November election this fall. Governor Evers' campaign also releasing a statement overnight, calling the primary a scorched earth race with constant attacks from the, quote, radical right. He pointed out Michels' support for the state's century-old abortion ban and lack of support for gun control legislation and more school funding, saying there's a lot at stake this November. You might also be wondering what Rebecca Kleefisch's former partner is saying. Scott Walker, of course, former Wisconsin governor, tweeting overnight, saying his congrats to both Tim Michels and Roger Roth, and that they are two builders and veterans who will get Wisconsin working again. Guys.
Josh Breider reporting live for us from the Capitol this morning. Thank you very much. Elsewhere in the primaries, Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Vos will keep his seat at the Capitol, beating out Trump-endorsed candidate Adam Steen.
Vos wasting no time criticizing former Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman, who also endorsed Steen, despite Vos's support of the election investigation.
Mike Gableman is an embarrassment to the state. So I am going to take some time to talk with my caucus next week. We actually have a caucus on Tuesday. I'm going to talk about it with all the members and see what the next step should be. But I am not going to let my joy for tonight be focused on a person like Mike Gableman who isn't worth the time to talk about.
Yeah, Speaker Voss, they're kind of worked up about all this. This, of course, comes after Voss repeatedly told former President Donald Trump it is impossible to decertify Wisconsin's 2020 election results. With no Democrats filed to run in Voss's district this fall, he will keep his seat after the general election in November.
Our Shane Hogan is giving us a breakdown of that race and a few others from around the state. Let's go to him now. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning, Leah. Yeah, we start off with a look at the results of that race right now up on channel3000.com. I'm going to get to that in just a second. You'll see every statewide result there as well. But we're going to begin with Voss. This race received national attention for some of the controversies surrounding it. In the Assembly's 63rd District, Speaker Robin Voss up against a relatively unknown Adam Steen until he was endorsed by Donald Trump. And Voss defeated Steen with 51% of the vote, getting more than 5,000 votes total. Now, many found this race to be exclusively about election integrity, as Voss has been in the crosshairs of the former president and former Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman. To other important local races around the state, in the Assembly's 80th District, which covers Verona, Oregon, and Mount Horeb, Mike Baer defeated Anna Halverson with almost 47% of the vote. Incumbent Sandy Pope is retiring from her seat. In the 46th District, which covers Sun Prairie, McFarland, and parts of Madison, Democrat Melissa Ratcliffe will advance to November. Incumbent Gary Hebel is also retiring after 20 years. And in the 3rd District, which covers Eau Claire, La Crosse, and Stevens Point, Democrat Brad Pfaff won his primary and will face off against Republican Derek Van Orden in November. Now, this is an important race to watch, as the winner will be filling the seat of retiring Democrat and longtime Rep Ron Kine. It's also important to note Derek Van Orden already tried running against Kine last election as well. Now, those are just a few of the races from around the state. And again, you can check all these out on channel3000.com as a resource to look at the elections in your neck of the woods. So just going to this again, this is under our election tab here in races and results on our website. You can find both Republican and Democrat primaries. And you have this map which goes county by county to see all sorts of different results. Right now we're clicked in under the governor's race. We know Tim Michels is moving on, but if you wanted to see county by county, you can see here Rebecca Clayfish actually beat Tim Michels here in Dane County, but you can scroll through each county for a little more results. And under that map, you will find a whole list of winners of races across the state and some really important races as well. So check that out now on channel3000.com for all the results that you need across the state.
Some great context there. Shane Hogan breaking it all down for us. Thank you very much. All right, despite a lot of attention, some of it national on this primary, voter turnout not exactly high. It topped out at 36% across Dane County, just under for the city of Madison. In total here in the county, 120,000 ballots cast. Election workers told us this election marked the lowest number of absentee ballots that they'd personally seen, though the rate of turn-in was still high.
All right, let's get some analysis on all this morning as we continue to break down the biggest stories from the primary and what's next leading into November.
Joining us this morning is Eleanor Neff Powell, political science professor at UW-Madison. Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us.
I told Sarah that.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I want to start with the GOP race for governor. We watched the polls flip-flop on who was in the lead over the last couple of months. But last night, not an indecisive win for Michels. He won 47 to 42%. What went wrong for Clayfish here?
Well, it seems like the Trump endorsement and the endorsement of Tommy Thompson really was a tough thing for her to overcome. Former President Trump is still such a widely admired, followed figure within the Republican base, especially among primary voters, that's a really big hurdle for any politician on the Republican side to overcome right now.
So what should we expect from the governor's race between now and November?
It's going to be wild, and it's going to be fiercely fought. I mean, one thing that we've seen for the primaries on both sides is the candidates disagree within their parties, but each side really wants to beat their opponent, and so this is going to be a really difficult race. We've got 90 some odd days. we're going to be, I think, flooded with TV ads and national figures coming to campaign. I mean, there's so much at stake with, multiple statewide races here that I think voters should brace themselves for a lot of attention.
Now, we've seen commercials on our airwaves from both Senator Johnson and Mandela Barnes. Senator Johnson outspending Barnes, but the last Marquette poll showed Barnes ahead. That was back in June. What are you predicting in this race?
It's going to be a really close race. This should be like the dream year for Republicans to run. It's a midterm year for a Democratic president, midterm years for Democratic presidents, and midterm years for any president. The opposing party almost always does well. There are a handful of exceptions dating back to the 1800s, but this is the type of thing where these are the best possible circumstances for a Republican running. We also have, the economy, the high inflation. This is going to be tough. Now, on the other side, of course, there's all of these unprecedented things happening, of course, right? Between Roe and all of the abortion issues that we've just never seen in this sort of context. And that's certainly going to be effectively on the ballot, given the differences between these gubernatorial candidates. So there's, it should be a good year for Republicans, but we don't really know. There's a lot of strange things happening. There's all of the sort of investigations of the former president happening in Washington as well. And so how these things shake out, the polls show it's close right now. I expect it to be close going forward.
All right. Certainly a lot at stake. All right. Eleanor Rafael, political science professor at UW-Madison. We'll talk to you again here in a half an hour. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. News 3 Now and channel3000.com. Again, we're your home for campaign 2022. Keep it right here for results, reaction, and analysis for the next 90 days as we look ahead to the November midterms.
All right, we'll get back to our primary coverage. We want to get to some other top local headlines this morning. A Wisconsin man is dead after hitting a bear with a motorcycle.
This happened in Montana over the weekend. Investigators say the bear crossed in front of the Fond du Lac man on the highway. He was thrown off of the motorcycle, not wearing a helmet at the time. He died at the scene. Montana game wardens had found the injured bear. They ended up killing it. Okay, at 6:11, coming up, a big change for some Prairie sports teams, with former classmates now facing off against each other.
Coming up later, powering up. More electric vehicle charging stations are in the works for Wisconsin. Where they'll go and at what cost?
Don't miss A1 Furniture's warehouse clearance sale with savings up to 40% off, plus instant cashback and free financing. Two-piece living room sets from $7.99, sectionals $9.99, queen mattress just $2.99. Only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
and take time for kids.
Velco Factory Direct. What does that mean? It means no middleman, no overpriced, underperforming windows. Factory Direct means getting what you want, when you want, without breaking the bank. It means when you buy one window, you'll get one free. Yes, free. It means quality craftsmanship, custom designs, and a lifetime warranty. Most importantly, it means a team of window professionals dedicated to one thing above all, your delight. Buy one window, get one free. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Velco.
I love this state. Knock on any door in any county, and you'll find good-hearted, hard-working folks. People whose businesses are proudly helped as Lieutenant Governor. Hard work needs to be respected again, with fair wages and opportunities to get ahead. That's how my parents opened doors for me. My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked third shift. I'm not one of these millionaires. I work just as hard for you as you work for your family. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Get moving with the Planet Fitness Black Card and check out all the perks. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Join Planet Fitness today and get all the perks of the PF Black Card.
Join Planet Fitness today and club or online for just $0 down, then only $24.99 a month. Hurry, this offer ends August 10th.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. A cleaning that improves your home's indoor air quality, keeps your home cleaner longer, and can even improve the efficiency of your HVAC system. We want you to have the cleanest and healthiest indoor air possible. So call for a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Back to school means big savings at A1 Furniture. Mattresses for $149, sofas $399, flip-flops $299, dressers $149. Up to 40% off store-wide plus instant cash back. The Back to School Savings Event, only at A1 Furniture.
You are watching News 3 Now this morning.
Sun Prairie finished last season runner-up in Division 1. This year, they moved down to Division 2 and split into 2 schools, Sun Prairie East and West.
Our Jordan Reed caught up with both programs and has more on the split and the newly formed rivalry between the Cardinals and the Wolves.
When week 5 of the season rolls around,
it's going to quickly become a pretty intense rivalry.
A lot of eyes will be on one local matchup, Sun Prairie East versus Sun Prairie West.
Definitely going to be the loudest game of the year. Definitely 100%.
After being in the works for a few years, the split officially came, leaving many.
They're best friends, going at each other for the first time.
With mixed emotions.
That's what makes it hard, is when you got that time invested in a lot of those kids, and to see them go to a different school makes it a challenge. But, you know, it's great that they're still buddies.
A lot of them I'm still really close with. We still talk, you know. Now it's just a little added like, oh, but when we see each other on game day, then it's going to be a little different.
And that's something everyone is ready for. When the Cards and Wolves finally meet in a Badger Conference showdown.
And I told Coach O'Connor, I said, I'm going to have to get the pregame talk to both teams that night, just because I'll know those student athletes on a whole different level. So that's going to be weird for us a little bit. Probably no other coach will have been in that situation before.
But for now, these teams are trying to find their footing before week 1. In Sun Prairie, Jordan Reed, News 3 Sports.
All right, 6:15 now. Chris Reese here with your Wednesday First Warn weather. Just a gorgeous start to the day.
Sun.
Yes.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, look at this, guys. I wanted to take a moment to just enjoy this sunrise that we are waking up to across southern Wisconsin. There's one little layer of some clouds moving through. Other than that, it is a crystal blue sky. This is all thanks to high pressure that's in control. I love to say this. When you see the blue H, think blue skies, and that's exactly what we're going to be dealing with. Still, though, there is a chance, it's a small one, but I'm saying there's a chance that we do see a shower or even thunderstorm pop up later on this afternoon, more so into the evening. The reason for that, there is a cold front pushing in from the north and west, but the rain chances are low, and the reason for that is because this stationary front down to the south, it's really locking in a lot of that moisture, more so across the southern plains states, and so that moisture is not able to make it this far north. There's just enough moisture for a little bit of an increase in humidity, and we'll see some of that cloud cover later on. But for now, Doppler track does remain completely quiet for us, and that should be the theme throughout the rest of today. Let's talk temperatures. These are temperatures across the state right now. Most of our temperatures are hanging out into the 50s. Fond du Lac at 60. Monroe has hung out at 64 for quite some time. 61 at Mineral Point, 60 for Prairie du Chien and Viroqua. But in the Madison metro, our temperatures have really been hanging out into the 50s this morning. 58 in Oregon. Verona, it's 57 for you. Same for Middleton, 59 at the Dane County Regional Airport this morning. Dew points are waking up, or dew points are into the mid-50s as you're waking up, so that's keeping things comfortable. I want to plan out your day. We're warming up to about 83 to 84 this afternoon. Like I said, a little bit more humidity, but we do keep that sunshine around. I'm going to push things forward. Watch the cold front start to work its way into the picture. This is 5 o'clock. You see it trying to spark off a couple of showers there, but they never really get going. This is what I'm talking about when I mentioned that drier air in play, and that cold front will continue to sag to the south and west, and then tomorrow we could see a couple of stray showers, mainly south and west of Wisconsin. We will stay dry, though, as our temperatures top out again into the upper 70s for those highs. 76 on Friday, more 70s throughout the rest of next week, after some 80s Saturday and Sunday.
Looking good, Chris Reese. Thank you much.
My pleasure.
Senator Tammy Baldwin spending Election Day in Madison talking electric vehicles. She toured the lab at Franklin Electric here in Madison. To check out the latest innovations in electric vehicle charging, Senator Baldwin supported President Biden's sweeping infrastructure bill passed last year, which set aside $5 billion to build a national electric vehicle charging network. Wisconsin will get $79 million of that for charging stations along all 5 interstates and 7 U.S. highways in the state.
Ford is announcing it's going to raise the suggested retail price on all of its electric trucks by thousands of dollars. When the automaker first announced its Ford F-150 Lightning last year, it said MSRP for the electric vehicle would start at just under $40,000. It's now saying the cheapest F-150 Lightning will now cost $47,000. That does not include the taxes, fees, and charges that are added onto the base price once you purchase this. Ford blames significant increases in material costs as well as other factors for the price hike. The company says it does plan to honor its commitment to those who pre-ordered the truck at its original price.
6:20 now. Coming up, some advice for new dads.
And ahead in our next half hour, a live report on all the election results new overnight, plus a look at what's ahead in the next 90 days to the midterms. And we're interviewing Mandela Barnes live right here on News 3 Now this morning. Stay with us.
This portion of News 3 Now is brought to you by Shopko Optical.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
What's so great about being a Pick and Save Boost member? Free delivery on the Pick and Save products you love, and more rewards like double fuel points. Boost by Pick and Save Fresh Perks, a new level of membership starting as low as $59 a year. Learn more at pickandsave.com.
Everything here is American made.
But it's tough competing with China.
And Ron Johnson's making it tougher. Johnson pushed for special tax breaks for outsourcing corporations.
But voted against tariffs and sanctions on China's unfair trade practices.
And when Johnson's big corporate PAC donor announced plans to create jobs outside Wisconsin, he defended them.
It's not like we don't have enough jobs here in Wisconsin. The biggest problem.
Senator Johnson, stop making it tougher on us.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, save up to 20% when you book over 7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
There is a zeal right when you walk through the door. I believe the greatest investment you can make is in you. And the more that you invest in you, the better person you're going to be. I'm 62, and many people our age are kind of at the point where they're like, no, I'm just going to sit in the lawn chair and watch. It's not going to happen when you're investing in yourself, because you're going to want to be doing. That is what the Princeton Club has given me. It is the best decision you can make.
It's the all-new Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible new subs. The most epic sandwich roster ever created. It's Subway's biggest refresh yet.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Reviews are very important. It really reflects on how we're handling customers at Precision Door. It's feeling like I'm helping out my neighbor. Quality service quickly from a name you can trust.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Welcome back. Linda is sharing this stunner of a photo, just a beautiful little peek at a Wisconsin forest. Doesn't this, cheer you up on this Wednesday?
You ever seen the movie Bridge to Terabithia?
No. I have not.
Really? Well,
are you making that up right now?
Everyone who has seen the movie Bridge to our producer says you all are too old for that. What? Okay, well,
don't lump me in with that.
Everyone who has seen Bridge to Terabithia, you just got to keep your eyes wide open, guys. If you've seen the movie, you'd get it. this is what that makes me think of.
I've seen Harry Potter. Does that count?
Sure. We'll call it close. Not really.
I'll have to look that one up.
It's such a good movie, too. That's what I think of, Bridge to Terabithia.
Thank you for that analysis.
No problem.
We appreciate it.
All right. Time now for another installment of Dad Vice with Leah and her husband Zach expecting their first child, and since I've got a few of my own, I
just
got
a few.
four little ones at home, and I've been through the baby stage a few times, sharing a little bit of advice for them. So sleep is so important for everybody, especially for new parents. You don't get a lot of it. It comes at a premium, and when that baby is finally asleep, you want it to stay asleep.
Yeah.
So I got you something. A little sound machine. It's like, so you were asking earlier what it sounds like.
Yeah.
We got it plugged in, so we'll turn it on and you can listen here.
Oh, that's calming.
The soundtrack to my parenthood right there.
Soothing to the soul.
Isn't it? It's just enough to kind of drown out some of that background noise and some of the stuff. That first baby was really tough for us. She was such a light sleeper.
Yeah.
Any little creak in the floor or you bump anything, the dog barks, she popped up like that. And after you spend, 30 minutes to get him down, it's just like, you're trying to get a nap or you're trying to get the dishes done or whatever you're trying to do. You get 5 minutes to yourself. I hope this serves you well and comes in handy.
I'll put this to use after the show. Go try and take a nap in the other studio, see if this works.
Oh. Yeah, you can play with it later. Something I hope you can...
That's really thoughtful. Thank you.
Helpful and find handy.
Zach will love that. We're light sleepers.
I would love that just for the sake of going to bed early.
There you go. Yeah, we could all use one of these, huh? Going to bed at 6:30.
I use one regardless.
Do you? The soundtrack to Chris Stanford's life.
Oh my goodness. Well, real quick, here's a pool forecast for you. It is going to be a great pool day. Temperatures will top out at 84 degrees, sunshine all day long.
All right, more analysis of the primaries and a live interview with Mandela Barnes coming up.
3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sheesh Raval with the Ortho Team Clinic at Stoughton Health. We hope you can join us for our upcoming event on shoulder pain relief.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Revitalize your basement or garage with Rust-Oleum Concrete Epoxy Floor Paint. Now 11% off at Menards. One coat is all it takes to get a durable, long-lasting epoxy flooring that's protected against spills. Take care of your automotive needs with Quaker State Full Synthetic Motor Oil. It offers more power, better wear protection, and longer engine life. Get 11% off Quaker State and everything else now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Oh hey, it's me, Adrian. People choose Sonobello because they can permanently remove your stubborn body fat in just one visit. After having 2 kids, my body changed a lot and I struggled with my stubborn body fat. For me, as a busy mom of 2, when I discovered that Sonobello had a mommy makeover package catered just for moms like me who don't have time to recover and need to get back in action, that's when I knew I needed to go to Sonobello. Sonobello removed my diet-resistant fat cells permanently in just one visit. There was minimal downtime, local anesthesia, so I was actually awake during the whole procedure. I deserved my mommy makeover, and you do too.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-952-0466 or go to sonobello.com.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Sirloin Fillets, 2 for only $5. Frozen vegetables, only 69 cents. Fresh Express Garden Salad, only 77 cents. And Hy-Vee Almond Milk or Full Circle Soy Milk, only 99 cents. Wednesday only. And save even more with Hy-Vee Fuel Saver. Right now, save up to $5.23 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too.
Don't get me started on the overhead cost.
At U.S. Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
U.S. Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
Campaign 2022, the ballot now set for the race in Wisconsin's governor this November. We're live with reaction from the state capitol.
And it is on to November this morning. Mandela Barnes will officially take on Senator Ron Johnson. We'll have a live interview with the lieutenant governor coming up.
Plus, we are tracking fog for some of you this morning. We'll plan out the rest of the day, too, in the First One forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We are waking up to a full list of winners this morning, so let's get right to it.
Yes, in the race for governor, and who will be facing off against Governor Evers come November? Businessman Tim Michels edging out former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish to advance last night.
I've conceded this race to Tim Michels, and I urge you all to stay in the fight, because the fight now is truly against Tony Evers and the liberals who want to take away our way of life.
And we are breaking down the results and looking ahead this morning with team coverage here on News 3 Now this morning.
Josh Breider live at the Capitol with what Michels is saying about his next steps. Shane Hogan is in studio with us breaking down the road to the midterm elections over the next 90 days. But we start with a quick look at your Wednesday first warn weather. Let's turn it over to Chris Reese. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, good morning. We're talking about fog right around the Wisconsin River Valley this morning. I want to make sure that those of you who live there or you're going to come in contact with that are aware of that, because it's going to slow you down just by a couple of minutes. Now, granted, if you live over these areas, you're used to it. You know that we typically encounter fog in the morning. But for Boscobel and Lone Rock, the visibility is down to 0. And in Prairie du Chien, the visibility is only a quarter of a mile this morning. So do be prepared for that. Elsewhere, look for the sunshine. Temperatures are at 59 in Madison right now. We're going to warm things up to the 80s later on. But here's high-resolution radar. Completely clear for us. Temperatures hanging out mainly into the 50s across southern Wisconsin. Right here in the Madison Metro, temperatures are hanging out into the upper 50s. Mount Horeb now at 60.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. All right, let's get to our Josh Breider, who is live downtown at the Capitol this morning.
He is talking about the latest in the GOP primary race for governor. We are hearing more about what his competitors are saying, Josh.
Hey, yeah, guys, good morning. The race, of course, had very high-profile endorsements. Former President Trump throwing his support behind Tim Michels. Rebecca Clayfish, of course, getting the support of former VP Mike Pence and former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker. This race for Republicans grew very contentious in recent weeks, with Clayfish and Michels airing attack ads against each other. Despite that, Michels called Clayfish and Tim Rantham tremendous candidates. In his victory speech overnight, Michels said the race is about standing up for hardworking people and that jobs and the economy will be his top priority if he makes it to the governor's office.
But all we've won is the opportunity for the next 91 days to work even harder, because we have to beat Tony Evers.
Former Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish conceded to Tim Michels in the Republican primary for governor overnight, setting the businessman up to take on incumbent Democratic Governor Tony Evers in the fall. You can hear more about her short statement up on channel3000.com this morning. But for now, Tim Michels says, quote, he's here to stay and the American dream is still alive, guys.
Yeah, Michels winning 47-42, 42, a 5-point difference there. Not a lot of what people expected last night. A few surprises, a few curveballs thrown at the public last night.
We were certainly expecting that race to be quite a bit closer, given that the polls kept switching back and forth,
Yes.
but a 5-point lead for Michels.
All right, Josh Breider live downtown. Thanks for that. So the results for who will be on the ticket for the next lieutenant governor in this morning as well. On the ticket with Tim Michels for the Republicans, it will be Roger Roth. Roth is a 44-year-old who's worked in the Assembly from 2007 to 2011 and has been a state senator since 2015.
For the Democrats, State Representative Sarah Rodriguez will be Governor Evers' running mate while Barnes makes that big push for the U.S. Capitol. She's been a member of the Assembly since 2020. Prior to that, she worked as a registered nurse and a healthcare executive.
Last night's winners are now looking ahead to November and their chances of victory.
Shane Hogan has a look at the latest Marquette Law School poll with matchups against incumbents and challengers. Hi, Shane.
Good morning, Leah. Now, before we get to those numbers, it is important to note that this data comes from a June Marquette University Law School poll. But starting with the race for Wisconsin governor, incumbent Tony Evers is polling at 48% compared to Tim Michels' 41%. It is worth noting that Clayfish did poll better against Evers than Michels, but whether the candidate is Clayfish or Michels, Governor Evers is favored by Wisconsin voters. And in the race for the U.S. Senate seat, incumbent Ron Johnson will face off against Democrat Mandela Barnes. And according to the Marquette Law School poll, Barnes is favored by 2 points over Johnson at 46% to Johnson's 44%. 7% of voters are still undecided at this time. And again, to be clear, this data was released in the June 14th version of the law school poll. Data could have changed between now and then, now that we know for sure who will face off in November.
Some good context, although it is 2 months late. We are waiting to get the latest poll out. Shane Hogan, thank you very much.
Now, the earliest race called last night was in the U.S. Senate. Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes easily snagging 80% about of the vote as he cruised the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate.
Barnes thanking his opponents in his acceptance speech, many of whom dropped out in the final weeks and days of the campaign. Our Catherine Merck reports from Milwaukee for Barnes' watch party.
It's official. Mandela Barnes is the big winner for the Democrats. And even though the race started off as a pretty clear winner, based off of last night, you wouldn't be able to tell based on the energy in the room. He entered to big cheers and loud music just before 9 p.m. Senator Tammy Baldwin introduced him, and in his speech, Barnes continued to push his Wisconsin roots and middle-class upbringing as his big campaign message.
And like most people in the state of Wisconsin, I'm not a millionaire. I don't have the backing of big pharmaceutical companies or oil companies. But what I do have is skin in the game. I have the backing of hard work and honest people just like you all in this room tonight.
As for what's next for the Democrats, they're looking toward November, trying to get someone to defeat Ron Johnson in the fall. Reporting from Milwaukee, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 This Morning.
All right, let's get some more expert analysis of the biggest headlines of the morning as we head now and focus on November.
Joining us yet again this morning is Eleanor Neff Powell. She's a professor of political science at UW-Madison. Good morning again, Eleanor.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I want to start this half hour asking you about a less covered race, although it's certainly been in the news this morning. Speaker Robin Vos, the longest speaker in Wisconsin history, he did eke out a win over Trump-endorsed Adam Steen after a bunch of drama with Steen getting endorsements from both Trump and Michael Gableman. But the margins here, 51 to 49.
It's a close one.
Yeah. What is that about? Is that, you know, an endorsement of Trump?
Yes, I mean, that was really a race that sort of came out of nowhere, and I think no one was expecting to be very close until former President Trump came in with his endorsement. It certainly shows the depth and continued strength among Republican primary voters. But I will say there's sort of a long history about party leaders, whether in the U.S. Congress, the Senate, et cetera, of facing sort of insurgent primary challenges and sometimes losing them. I mean, Speaker Vos just inched that out, but it certainly was a surprise. But these things happen, that those party leadership races tend to become about more broader dynamics than just sort of the local race dynamics and sort of whether the person's representing their local constituency.
And speaking of surprises, what do you think was the biggest surprise of the night?
Well, I think the biggest surprise of the night to me was the unexpected both victory by Michels and the size of that victory. The polls had shown that race being pretty close or even showing an edge to Clayfish going into that race. And so no one, I think, really was expecting that large a win for either candidate. I mean, it shows primary races are always hard to poll, but it shows essentially there's still some limits to how much we can trust the polls here in Wisconsin, which have been sort of a little unreliable the last few cycles.
Really briefly, I want to touch on the Senate race. Mandela Barnes moving forward, virtually unopposed. He's taking on Ron Johnson. It was predicted to be a great year for Republicans. What are you expecting here?
This is going to be a tough fought race. I mean, we saw almost all the other Democratic candidates consolidate around Barnes in the last few weeks. You know, I would expect now Barnes to really pick up a lot of fundraising and sort of start to outspend is not the right term, but not be outspent by his Republican opponent. You know, I mean, he's gotten a lot of support from national Democrats. That race is going to get a lot of attention moving forward.
All right, yeah, Johnson raising $7 million in the second quarter, way outpacing Mandela Barnes. We're going to talk to Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, who will go up against Johnson in November. And we want to thank Eleanor Neff-Powell, Associate Professor at UW-Madison this morning, for joining us with the expert analysis. Some really insightful stuff there from Eleanor. So we want to thank you for that. And yeah, this interview with Mandela Barnes, I think, is going to be interesting, and we'll learn a lot from it.
Coming up in about just 5 minutes. Eleanor, thanks again for your time. Hey, if you're looking for the results of a specific race this morning, they are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. You can also check out our interactive election map on channel3000.com. That's where you can see the breakdown of results county by county and find information on each winning candidate. Just click on the banner at the top of our homepage.
And again, we want to stress that coming up here in just a few minutes, Mandela Barnes will join the program live. We will talk to him coming up next. Much more to come this morning as we break down more key races now set for November. And as we take a look outside this morning here on your Wednesday, we'll get a check of your traffic and that extended forecast that goes into the weekend.
At Associated Physicians, do you know how much we offer all under one roof? It's a lot. From OBGYN, peds, and internal medicine to lab, x-ray, behavioral health, and more. Associated Physicians, 233-9746.
At McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. At McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. And remember, at McGann's, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, just move on. You'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started. Now place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months on select Ford vehicles, and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
Beneful knows a full life doesn't just happen. It's a choice to take a swing or take that big leap, to taste all life has to offer. Because a joyful life is a Beneful life.
Here at Precision, we are veteran owned, and we take pride in servicing not only our community, but serving our country as well. No job is too big and no job is too small. Here at Precision, we'll fix them all.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
At Associated Physicians, do you know how much we offer all under one roof? It's a lot. From OBGYN, peds, and internal medicine to lab, x-ray, behavioral health, and more. Associated Physicians, 233-9746.
When the More Than Pink Walk returns after a 2-year COVID break, one super supporter will be front and center.
Breast cancer is something that we all have connections to.
Charlotte Deleste learns why Coleman's local mission is especially important to him. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
Imagine a world without breast cancer. What if you were the one more we needed to raise one more dollar, take one more step, share one more story? The power of one starts with you. Join us for the More Than Pink Walk, August 28th.
You are watching News 3 Now this morning.
Mandela Barnes' victory last night sets up a key U.S. Senate race with a majority on the line in November.
So we asked both Barnes and Senator Johnson to join us this morning. We never heard back from the senator's office, but the lieutenant governor is live this morning, fresh off of his win. Good morning, Lieutenant Governor. We so appreciate you taking the time this morning.
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Really excited to be here with you.
How are you feeling after last night?
We feel great. We did exactly what we set out to do, and that's to build a broad grassroots coalition across the entire state of Wisconsin, one that is ready to take on and defeat Ron Johnson, to truly bring opportunity, especially the people who've been left behind, the people who've been forgotten. That's what this is about. It's about our moment. It's about sending Ron Johnson packing.
But Senator Ron Johnson raised $7 million between April and June, far more than you did. So how can you compete with that?
Well, absolutely. And, you know, we were still in a primary. Ron Johnson's an incumbent. But I can tell you the grassroots fundraising that we've seen in the last week alone, raising $1.1 million, we are on track to be competitive with Senator Johnson, and we will have the necessary resources. And according to the latest Marquette poll, despite Ron Johnson having raised more money than us and having spent more money than us, we were still beating him, and also beating him with independent voters. And Ron Johnson is just being rewarded by the special interests that he stood up for his entire time in office. So it's no surprise that he had that sort of haul, given the fact that he has stood up for his wealthy donors, and he stood up for big pharma, big oil companies, and they're just paying him back.
Let's talk about that independent vote. Obviously, a bit of a switch in strategy as you move into the general election here. How do you plan to win over independent voters while also keeping your base?
I'll be honest, our message is the same. We set out from the very beginning, fighting for working class values. This is about rebuilding the middle class. During the primary, we set out on our Barnes for Barnes tour, showing up in rural communities, having roundtable discussions right on the farm. And that's the reason why the latest Marquette poll showed me beating Ron Johnson with independent voters. So our message is going to stay the exact same. This isn't about left or right. You know, this isn't about red or blue. It's about the people who've been at the top and everybody else who's been left at the bottom.
So you've put a very relatable image out there to Wisconsin voters, saying that most senators can't tell you how much a gallon of milk costs. So how much is a gallon of milk this morning?
It is very real, and I'll tell you, a gallon of milk is about $3.50 right now. Last time I bought milk,
nice.
I live alone, so I buy by the half gallon. Usually it was $1.99, but I had a coupon, so it was $1.29.
There you go.
Hey, all right. Good answer there.
Okay, really quick. We've seen these types of Senate races and other races get very ugly between now and November. Do you plan on running a clean campaign against Senator Johnson?
Well, we are going to run a campaign that focuses on the facts. And I'll tell you, they're going to tell lies against me. They're going to make up whatever. They're going to fearmonger. But we are sticking to the facts. And the reality is Ron Johnson has truly left people in the state behind. In the last week alone, he came out against our veterans who've been victims of burn pits. He came out against capping the cost of insulin. He also came out in favor of slashing Medicare. Now, we are going to hold Ron Johnson accountable to those things, but the biggest part of our message is leading with our values and leading with our vision, talking about the things that will improve the quality of life for people all across this state.
All right, Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes running for U.S. Senate this morning. Thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, 6:47. Let's get to Chris Reese and your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
Good morning. The sun is up. You should be too. Let's get ready for a gorgeous day here across southern Wisconsin. I'll tell you though, you look out, it's hard to find a true cloud in the sky. That is generally going to be the case all day long as high pressure stays in control for us. One dome of high pressure right on top of us here in Madison, another one back towards the west over parts of the Central Plains. There is a cold front to our north that's going to try to push to the south as we go throughout today. It's going to run into some drier air, though. All the moisture is being held at bay by this stationary front. That's really led to a lot of those flooding concerns that we continue to discuss across parts of Kentucky. That's where the moisture is concentrated. So we still have our drier air in play, and that leads to a Doppler track that looks like this. It is a clean sweep this morning, and temperatures are comfortable as you begin to head out. Temperatures are generally into the 50s, a couple spots into the 60s, 60 in Viroqua and Prairie du Chien. Monroe, 65, 61 in Mineral Point. Dane County, we've generally been hanging out into the 50s, but Verona has now made it to 60. Same for our friends in Oregon. Mount Horeb now at 61. 59 at the Dane County Regional Airport. Dew points are hanging out at 56. But now that the sun is coming up, we're going to start to see those temperatures move in that direction. So as we start to plan your day, lunchtime, we're at 78. 83 to 84 is where I expect temperatures to top out later on this afternoon. Here we are at lunchtime. You see what Doppler track looks like, or future track rather. This is what I want to show you though. 5 o'clock. Watch the winds as they begin to shift and change direction. A weak cold front tries to push on through. You get a little band of cloud cover that will try to develop at that point, but now we're at 10 o'clock at night. It's just now reaching us. You see this little boundary right in here. Look around Basketball. Winds coming out of the east, then you have your winds coming out of the north. That's the cold front, but it just does not have the moisture to work with. We end up with northeasterly winds tonight. That front's well to our south and west. Then we'll start to see some showers and thunderstorms develop along it. But again, they stay to our south and west. This will keep us dry for Thursday. Temperatures top out into the 70s for your Thursday, but that comes with low humidity as well. By Friday, we're at 76, low humidity, staying comfortable. 81 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday. Something changes on Sunday. We see just enough more moisture. That Sunday, throughout the rest of next week, we begin to introduce a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms each and every day. But even then, we're comfortable with those temperatures hanging out into the 70s.
All right, Chris Reese, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. 6:50 coming up in the morning sprint, primary results for Secretary of State. The Republican taking on the 40-year Democratic incumbent.
First, if you've got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know so we can show their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Save big on throwback sale at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer, Ashley. Get an Ashley Sleep Twin mattress starting at $169. Save $1,000 instantly on Serta Cozy Escape Sleeper Pillow Top. Guaranteed delivery in 5 days or less on in-stock mattresses. Shop now at Ashley.
Everything here is American made.
But it's tough competing with China.
Ron Johnson's making it tougher. Johnson pushed for special tax breaks for outsourcing corporations.
But voted against tariffs and sanctions on China's unfair trade practices.
And when Johnson's big corporate PAC donor announced plans to create jobs outside Wisconsin, he defended them.
It's not like we don't have enough jobs here in Wisconsin. The biggest problem.
Senator Johnson, stop making it tougher on us.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty Self-Adjusting Foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it.
It's weightless and it's full coverage, and
but also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special.
Order Color's Ultimate Beauty Package today and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
Wisconsin Save Big on Throwback Sale happening now at Ashley. Save up to 58% off doorbusters while they last, plus special financing for 5 years. Shop now to see our lowest prices in store at Ashley.
Next Door and Window. Visit nextdooranwindow.com.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
We now know who's facing off against Governor Evers this fall for Wisconsin's top office. Josh Breiter live at the Capitol breaking down the results. Hi, Josh.
Businessman Tim Michels will be moving on to the general election in November, overcoming former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish overnight with a vote 47 to 42%. It sets up a November ballot with Michels on the GOP side taking on incumbent Governor Tony Evers. Michels had been endorsed by former President Trump. Clayfish had support from former Vice President Mike Pence. He will run with Roger Roth, who won the Republican primary for Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you very much, Josh. Amy Loudenbeck is advancing in the Republican primary for Wisconsin's Secretary of State race. She won over Jay Schrader and Justin Schmidtka. The numbers in that race coming in shortly before midnight. She's going to face off against incumbent Doug LaFollette in November. He won his primary last night to be the top election official in the state. He's been the Secretary of State, by the way, since 1978.
We have a number of races and the results scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. But if you want to find out more specific information about the candidates or read more about each race, you can do so by downloading the Channel 3000 app. We have all of our election coverage consolidated right there, so if you missed anything, or perhaps our conversation with Mandela Barnes 10 minutes ago, you'll be able to find it right there too.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office is hosting a gun buyback program at the Alliant Energy Center this Saturday. You can get $250 in gift cards for assault-style weapons, plus another $250 from the Boys and Girls Club for the first 5 assault rifles turned in. That means if you show up early enough, you can get a total of $500 for turning in your gun.
Brewers trying to turn things around against the Rays yesterday. Brewers have lost 6 of their last 7. In Milwaukee, there's Andrew McCutcheon with a little RBI single there into center. He got a home run in the first inning and that RBI in the 5th. Brewers end up winning yesterday. They win 5-3 over Tampa Bay. Their series with the Rays wrap up today. That first pitch is at 1:10.
Albuquerque police have a 51-year-old under arrest this morning for the murders of 2 Muslim men. Mohammed Syed is also the prime suspect in 2 other killings in the past year. Officers discovered evidence that shows Syed knew the victims and said an argument with them might have led to their shootings.
We leave you with the extended forecast today, folks. Today, we're going to top out at 84 degrees. I cannot rule out a stray shower, but we become a lot more comfortable for Thursday and Friday, 78, 76, upper 70s next week. But each and every day, guess what? We will see a slight chance of a pop-up shower or storm.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Stay right here on News 3 Now and channel3000.com for continuing analysis as we now head into the midterms.